Here is the tale of a man who returned from the brink of destruction on the edge of the world. This is the story of our fabled time traveler. The time traveler was expecting company over one night and invited an array of people such as a journalist, a psychologist, an editor. He wanted to record his experience passing through time, although this was from a simple task to a horror story. He invited many people over for dinner to discuss his experience, although the time traveler was already gone by the time dinner has begun. He had traveled to the future, and this is where the story begins.
After I traveled to the future, I removed the lever from the machine and quickly discovered I was not alone. Everything looked different. I couldn't even recognize where I was. Suddenly, these things called Morlocks appeared and seemed rather docile. I followed them and left my time machine behind, next to this odd-looking statue of what I assume was a sphinx.
Several hours later, after the time traveler left his time machine, he attempted to learn the Morlock's language.
I'm trying to learn these alien languages, and they laugh while I try to converse with them. While traveling to the palace, I passed a new Morlock, one that appeared to be drowning. I leaped in to save it, and luckily it survived. I soon found out this little one's name was Weena, and acted very childish. She appeared to really like fire from the matches I found in my jacket pocket. After spending too much time in this dystopian future, I wanted to finally leave, but there was a problem. My time machine was missing. It was no longer at the Sphinx statue, but I heard noise coming from inside the statue. It must be inside, but I am not ready to infiltrate yet. I attempted to find weapons and modifications for myself before stealing back my time machine, but Weena refused to leave my side. Maybe it would be best to stay in the forest for a while, look for enhancements there. Nightfall is beginning. It would probably be safer to stay in the woods for the night. I'm close to running out of matches, but I should start a fire for warmth. I eventually drift away, but I am swiftly awoken by an attack. I get up to fight, and while fighting the Morlocks, they start running away from something. I turn around and there is a massive fire. I attempt to flee the scene as the forest continues to be engulfed in flames. Sadly, I never saw Weena past that point, but I need to continue. I need to return to the past. I manage to return to the Sphinx and locate my time machine, but I'm surrounded by more Morlocks. I attempt to escape with them getting closer and closer.
After the time traveler found the time machine, he started going even further into the future than before.
I find myself on a beach, and the only sign of life I see is lichen, and Mercury appears to be closer to the Earth.
He goes back to the past and tells us the story of what happened, and then he returns to the machine, and then he tells us he'll be back in 30 minutes. But 3 years have passed since, and he has never returned.